Tiffany as well. Okay? All right, so what's the first thing on the comp?
Hired instruments.
Okay, so you're going to need a basic. Okay, you're going to need your Tafelmeyer, the old school one. Okay, not the fancy one. Your matrix band. These are our matrix bands, the ones that look like a little V. They come from the Benco Tafelmeyer. Okay, don't be picking any other crazy ones in here. And then you're going to need a few wedges. Okay, not a few of the same size, a few of different sizes, because you don't know how big that proximal wall reduction is going to be until we get in there, and so that's why we usually will have a couple in here. Okay, and then you're going to have a typodont with the prep tooth. Okay, so when we do this, I can come around and start prepping your teeth, but tooth number 19 has a distal removed right back here. Okay, because remember, when we do this, we don't place it on a whole tooth because it's pointless. The whole point of our matrix is to restore that proximal contact. Okay? All right, so then it says you're going to properly assemble your matrix band. Okay, and we do this with gloves on because we would be chairside with our patient. Okay, so what I'm doing here is this is my cute little band. I fold it around. Okay, I do not crease it. Okay, so when it's smiling at me, I fold it like this. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to have my Tafelmeyer, and it faces me. All the slots are facing me. It's not facing down, facing it up, and then I'm sliding these through. Okay, and I'm putting my thumb here to tighten my piston, but this is a left tooth, so it's going to come out on the right side. So I'm going to kind of pick it up and over and have it like that. So part of the band is come through here, okay, facing the right side, okay, and then I'm going to tighten my outer knob, which is this little piston rod tightens it in here, so now this is not going to come out. So now I'm going to put it in my mouth and it gets turned over. Okay, so when you have your band smiling at you, okay, so let me see your band real fast. Here, I'm going to use yours. Okay, so when you fold this over, so when it's smiling, what I want you to write on your band, and we're all going to share, is you're going to draw an arrow to go up, and this is going to be gingival, which you'll write gingival or ginge or G, okay? And that's going down to your gingival, okay? And then if you need to, draw an arrow and then write occlusal, okay? So when we fold this, this is going down to the gingival, and then this is up the occlusal. Okay, so gingival is always going to be flat. Okay, do you see how when I have this together now, it kind of has like a whoop around? Okay, that's your gingival area of your occlusal surface. So you have your teeth, and then it kind of goes in like this. So think of how your teeth start nice and cute in the gums and the bone, and they kind of grow out, and they have their cusps. Okay, so this is how I want you to mark your matrix band. Okay, so I'm gonna pass around labeled. I don't want you to use it. You can practice loading it to understand that this flat side is always going to be your gums. Kind of your oval side is your occlusal. Can't find the words for that. Okay. So when you are loading your band in your Tafelmeyer, like I said, all the slots and everything faces you. Okay, because then you turn it upside down to place it in the mouth. Okay, when you're looking at it as if this is your right hand, this is your left hand, right side, left side. If you're working on the left, it's going to come out the right. If you're working on the right, it's going to come out the left. So see how it's coming out, and you can pass that out. Pass that around. This box back to the very, very top. Okay, so as you see when you're moving this, your middle knob, it's making your hole smaller, right? So we always start with it all the way up because then this is the biggest hole, okay? So now that we have it properly assembled, now we're going to slide it around our tooth. Okay, so I have it around the tooth, and now I'm going to put my thumb over it, and now my inner knob, I'm going to tighten it.
So you're tightening the box.
Mm-hmm. You're moving that box to go back to make our band smaller.
Okay.
And so now it's a little bit more stable in the mouth, okay? It's not going to fall off. So now I'm going to look in here, making sure I don't have any gingival areas poking through down at that proximal box on that distal side, which looks good. Okay, so where was my prep? Mesial or distal? On the distal. So that's where I'm going to be placing my wedge. I'm not placing a wedge on the mesial because the mesial is whole. Okay, if it was a MOD, you will have a mesial and a distal wedge. Okay, you're helping seal that in. So after we position the band over the occlusal surface, we're using our Explorer to check the adaptation. And so this is what I'm basically doing. If you guys want to come and look in here, I'm looking down at that proximal box at the base of the prep, making sure that there is no pink area, which would be gums, okay? If there are, I would need to loosen it, take it off, reposition it. Once I tighten it, then all of a sudden everything is good. So right in here. So that is what I'm making sure is all good.
Can you? Yeah, it is better.
What are you talking about? What are we talking
So
about?
right here.
Yeah.
So number 4 is using your Explorer to check the adaptation. So there's no pink area right down here. It's just band
Fold
and
into the
tooth.
box. You want to make sure it's out
Yep.
of the prop.
Because if we were to see some of the pink gingiva, that means then that band is we're gonna have like this void once we put our amalgam in here, composite, whatever restorative material we're using. And then we're gonna have overhang, and then that's gonna create space for our bacteria to create another cavity, and we don't want that. Okay, so after I confirm that everything looks good with my adaptation, which I'm like, yep, that looks great, I'm going to use my cotton plier forceps to place my wedge. And so when you look at wedges, they kind of look like a cute little triangle. One side is flat and the other have your peak to top of your triangle. That is basically what it looks like with your embrasures in between your teeth. Flat area is where your gums are, and then it goes to the point of where the contact of your teeth. So this side of your cotton pliers is going to go into the lingual side, okay? Or if I'm going like this, I'll flip it over like that. So all I'm doing is I'm holding it, okay? I'm not gonna do like this. It's more of like this, so you're on that lingual side. And then I place it with my cotton pliers, and then I use the back of it to push it in a little bit further, okay? All this is doing is making sure that contact is nice and tight. How do you know if you have the right size? Well, if it's too small, it's gonna go in there. I could push it all the way through. If it is too big, you're probably not even gonna have it barely sticking out. Let's see if this is gonna be too big. Yeah, I can barely even get it in that embrasure. As you can see, it comes right back out. I wasn't able to put it in here. That's too big. Now my patient ate that and choked and died. But they wouldn't because they had a dental dam. Okay, so you see I'm holding it like this. So the bottom of your triangle is the base of your gingival. And then you push it in slightly, and then you're using the back of your cotton plier forceps to ensure it's all in there. Okay, and then we verified that it's nice and sealed. And so when you go in here, it is nice and tight. I'm not able to stick the tip of my Explorer in there any further. It's nice and tight. Okay, I want everyone to come and sit and notice how nice we assembled it properly. As you see, ladies, it says you have 2 attempts. First attempt is -1 if you assemble this upside down and backwards in every which way, right? You get another attempt, just like on our dental dam. You get 2 attempts, okay? After that, if you set it up again, then it's a 0. Does that make sense? Okay, you position and seated the band over the occlusal surface. You use your Explorer to check. Then you put your correct size of wedges in there. And then I come over and I look and I'm like, yeah, that looks good. And you verified that your proximal wall has been sealed, ready to go. So we're like, good. I'm like, okay, go ahead and remove it. So same way as I inserted my wedges, that's how I'm going to take it out. I'm not going to use my fingers. I'm going to use my cotton plier forceps. I'm going to remove that, and then you loosen your band, and then you just kind of pull that right back out. Okay? Then you're going to discard this where?
Sharp.
Why?
Because it's sharp.
It's sharp. It can hurt. Okay? And sometimes when the doctor seats this down just a little too far, it might be a little bloody. Okay? Yep. So if you see that, you're going to let your patient know that tooth is probably still going to be a little sensitive. It's going to be a little aggravated. Still brush and floss properly. You're not going to say, my doctor mutilated your gums. But just to know it may be a little sensitive. Okay? So then this goes in the sharps. Those are our sharps. And let's see if this is filled. Oh, it's good. Okay? Put it in here and it's never coming back. Okay? Just making sure everything's good in there. Every now and then I find things that shouldn't be in there. Okay.
What?
An amalgam carp.
Oh.
Yeah. That doesn't go in there, right?
No.
Okay. So the first time you guys are doing this, I will prep your teeth, have your skin back, just so you can kind of see what you're doing. After that, then you got to have your cheeks, because our patient will have cheeks when we do our appointment. Okay? Alrighty. So before we leave, I'm going to have you guys get out a Toffemeyer, and I'm going to have you play with your knobs, okay? So as you see, your inner knob moves your box back. What's your box going back going to do?
Small
Make- Yep.
Small one.
It's going to make your little loop smaller, okay? So your outer knob, this is what's going to secure your band in the little box in the top of that, okay? If you don't tighten it, your band's going to bing out the mouth. Okay, so I just want you guys to play with it and see how you move it. Okay, and you're gonna play with this more tomorrow in class. Okay, so dental dam tray setup, matrix. Sometimes the plastic can be a little bit nicer than the wood, but sometimes the woods are great. It just depends on our gums. These are old typodonts versus new typodonts. I feel older, good with wood. I don't know. These are plastic. They're a little bit wider. You can use some of these, but you have to tear it off. You can't be awesome and use the whole entire thing. These are really cool, real world. You just go in here, you insert it, and then you tear it off. Yeah, we can't use that. I know, right? We have to use it the proper way with our cotton plier forceps. But just pop it off so you have one. And I did that with the yellows, which are a little smaller, and it will tell you what you have on here. So I have the large, medium, small, extra small. Okay?
That's cool.
Yeah, some office donated them, and I'm like, man, that's cool. Let's save this.
Wedging wands. That's a fun name.
I know. Okay, but please try and keep this organized.